to another workshop. So in this workshop what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how you can use Calendly, which I show you how to set up on your site in previous videos, and I'm going to show you how when someone books you can actually get them to be brought into your Zenler platform, because as you know this Calendly is actually held on the Calendly site and it's just embedded into our Zenler site. Yep, so I've named it under one-to-one sessions here. So I'm going to show you how it works. What we're going to do is we're going to use Zapier to do this. So at the moment I have the option, you can put a payment option in Calendly if you've got you're paying for it, but I've turned it off for this. So if I have someone come in on a 10 AM booking and they book this all in here, then it's also going to enroll or take this student and put them into the course not into the course, into the site as a lead. You could put them into the course as well if you wanted to. So you would obviously get the details of the booking from Calendly, but it would automatically get put into the Zenler site as a lead. So we're going to do that using Zapier. So I've already done a test here. I've got a Zapier set up. I'm going to create a new one. We're going to run through that process and show you how it works, and then we're going to test it. So for now I'm just going to turn this one off and I'm going to create a new Zap here. So let's go and start the process. So the first thing I need to do is I need to connect with Calendly so that when someone actually becomes an invitee, they then get brought over to Zenler. And pretty much if you look at this, the way I'm doing this Zap, this works with any kind of Zap integration that you've got going on. There might be different settings in there, but the process is the same. So the first thing I'm going to do is put in here Calendly, because there is an app on Zapier that works with Calendly. I'm going to choose a trigger event. So I've got, these are ones that is generated from this particular Zap. So these are the ones you've got. You've got invitee cancelled. To triggers when an invitee cancels a scheduled event. You could do that. You could then send them into a funnel if you wanted to, asking them why they cancelled the event. Okay, but it might be a case that they're just rescheduling. And you've also got invitee created, which is the one that you want because that's someone signing up or interested, so you've got them at that stage. So I'm going to do invitee created. Now obviously we have to link this to our Calendly account, so I'm going to go next and we're going to choose the account, and I've only got one on my Calendly account. I've only got one Calendly set up. I'm going to choose that one in there. Now I'm going to click continue. So it's asking you to test a trigger. So if you've got a user in there, you can test it. So I could test this trigger here just to make sure it's bringing in the information. And you can see I set one up. If you haven't got anybody that's actually booked, then you're probably not going to get anything show up. So don't worry. It's just telling you. So this is the data that's being pulled in from the webhook basically. So it gives you all this information, and some of it we're going to pull this out and enter it into Zenler. So we're going to click continue now. So it's going to go to what do you want to do next, the action for this trigger. And the action will be to use Zenler. So I'm going to type in here Zenler, and Zenler has a Zap on Zapier. And we're going to choose an event. So under here we have a lot of options. It's up to you what you want to do. You could subscribe them to a funnel if you wanted to. You could enroll the user into a course that you've got set up. You could unenroll a user from a course, or you could create a user. So I'm going to go create user, and I'm going to click next. And it's going to say which account. I'm going to choose my SurfDude account here, and then we're going to click continue. So now we need to set up where the data from the Calendly, where it ends up inside of Zenler. So you've got these options in here. So I'm going to click once in here, and now it's going to access the Calendly information. And for first name, I've actually just got name, so I'm going to just put invitee name, because if you look at my form it's only got name there, so I'm just going to use that. If you've got first name, second name, you could put that in there if you wanted to, but as I've just got one, I'm just going to pick invitee name. Okay, so I'm not going to bother with the last name here. And then the email is the important one. We're going to go invitee email. So there. And you can choose role. So what role are they going to be inside your Zenler site? Well, as they're not enrolling in any course, I'm going to put them as a lead. Okay, so you can put them as a lead. You can also load more if you have more in there, but we haven't. We've got two choices. Lead. Okay, you can also tag them coming in. Now this is really good because this means you can tag them. So I'm going to tag this, and I'm going to put Calendly. Something like that. Okay, so I know it's come from Calendly. That's cool. You don't have to put a tag in there, by the way. Okay, so that's done. Right, so now we're going to click continue, and you can test the account. So you can test it now. Now I'm not going to, I'm going to skip the test because I know it works, but it's probably advisable if you've got one in there to test it. But I'm going to skip the test. And now you need to make sure that you turn your Zap on. So I'm going to click turn on. Now when Zap is on, you can see it up there. So let's go back to my account. Under my Zaps, you can see I've got this in here. You can also name your Zap as well if you wanted to. Okay, so this is active now. This is working. Okay, so let's go and test it out. So if we look in my Surf Dude, you're going to see I've got no users in here. Okay, I'm going to go and book this. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to call it David. Let's call it something different, completely different. Let's call it Andrew. And then email, I'm just going to put in a dummy email. Okay, you can share anything else if you want to, but I'm going to go, that's good for me, and I'm going to schedule this event. Now of course an email will fly out from Calendly, but that's okay. Let's go into our site now and see if our Zap has worked. Let's just refresh it, and bang, it's in there. Do you see that? Andrew, it's got the name, it's in there as a lead, and it's in Calendly as a tag. Okay, so you can easily filter it out. You can go to your filters and you can filter them out. If you've got hundreds of users in there, you can go select, and we can go user tag contains, and then we can go Calendly, and we can apply the filter, and it will just give you those ones that have come in. So that's how you do it. So of course you could enroll, you could actually sign them, subscribe them to the funnel, you could enroll them into a course, you could set up another Zap that on an action unenrolls them. So you've got all these options inside here. It's very simple to set up. Zaps are very simple to set up. You just need to have a play around with them, always test them out, and there you go. Now that's how you can actually enroll someone or put someone into the course as a lead so that you can upsell them something later. Okay.